She's a script writer behind First Kill, which has been nominated in these. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your time.
To meet you.
And welcome. So, if you could tell us a bit about the script.
Yes.
And how you come up with the idea,
Sure.
where this came from, and synopsis.
So it is a dark comedy called First Kill.
A dark comedy.
Yes.
Right.
So it was initially based off a series of events that actually happened with a real crime. But I didn't want to go down that road. I didn't want to sort of upset anybody with the actual crime. So I decided to turn it into a full-on sort of dark comedy. So it's about two friends that kill somebody. And there's a comedy of errors as different people are blamed in the town. And there's a mystery at the end, but I can't tell you that part.
No, don't tell us the twist. And so where is it set?
Oh, yes.
Sorry, where is it set?
It's set in like the forest area of Mountain Gate, California, but we're not filming in the real Mountain Gate, California.
Okay, now it's interesting you say you're not filmed. So does that mean you've had some interest in this?
Yes, well, I am planning to fund it myself. So.
Okay, and what on earth drove you to do that? Because it's not going to be cheap, is it? Well, really, it won't be cheap. I know you can get small, but they never are they?
I'm trying to stay under 10,000. That's my hope for a short. It's a short, so.
Right, so you'll be the writer?
Yes,
producer.
writer, producer, and actor.
Right, okay, so you've done acting as well?
Yes, that's what I've been doing for probably the last 15 years, and this is my first script.
Okay, so now I'm interested to know why you. I assume you have a duality that you still carry on acting, but
Yes.
what drew you towards the writing?
Well, I lived in LA for about 10 years, and I wasn't finding the roles necessarily that were for me, or I was waiting for them, and it seemed like a lot of time, so I thought maybe I'll try the writing thing. And
Steve's thinking, who'd be an actor? Why?
I know, it's hard. I mean,
I
writing is
know.
hard too, but it's slightly better than the acting, I think, slightly easier.
Because genuinely, I know being an actor, anything to do in the film industry, an actor, it's a 95-99% of the time, it's a no, isn't it?
Right.
And I know how tough that is.
It can be for any reason too, so.
So the roles just weren't happening, all the kind of calibre you wanted.
Right.
But does that mean you always had an interest in the creative side of it anyway?
Oh, absolutely. I've been reading plays since I was very young, Shakespeare. I've always loved the story side of it, so that's why I was happy to be writing.
Okay, so tell me a little bit more about what drew you into this. I know you're saying it's
Yes.
based on something you knew about, but
Yes.
how on earth did you go about adapting that to become a... Is it a short? I should have asked you, is this
Yes.
a short or is it a feature?
It's a short, so about
Right.
12 minutes.
Right,
yes.
okay.
Yeah.
So what did you pick up?
So they're basically, these people made mistakes where their car breaks down and then a series of people come to try and help them. Those people get stuck and now everyone's involved with the crime. And this
Right.
was based on a true story, like a real crime that happened. And then it was hilarious the way that anybody could be that stupid. So I decided to go with the murder thing, but it's two young girls, unsuspecting kind of criminals.
So how do you, because I've asked this question of other script writers, writing scripts is devilishly difficult anyway. I guess you went to classes, I'm sure you can tell me about that, or picked up ideas. But on top of that, you're trying to make something with gallows humour, so it's
Yes.
like a double down difficulty on this, isn't
Yes,
there?
yes.
So how are you ensuring that you're writing a good script, because it needs to be good for it to be filmed, yeah? But also to make it amusing. How does that whole process work? Because what you may find amusing,
right.
okay,
It's
you know
hard.
what I'm getting at, yeah?
And being Australian, our humor can be quite sarcastic, so you have to be careful not to offend.
Yeah.
But I wanted to touch on that line of too far and what is still funny. So if you have some blood that's going on somebody's face, you don't want to be too gory, but you want to hit that mark where it's still funny.
Yes. But how do you ensure that? Did you then go through a process of showing, I don't know,
yeah.
genuinely, did you then have to, I don't know, have a complete script and say, what do you think? Did you pass it to a number of people?
Oh, sure. Well, because I'd had the idea in my mind for a couple of months, and then I sat down one day to write it, and I think it was about 5 hours, because I kind of already had the idea in my head.
Yeah.
So I wrote it, got it out that day, and then sent it out to my acting coach, actually. And then she put me onto a writer's group. We were able to read it out loud and then make a couple little adjustments. And then I felt like I would try it out. It's my first script, so I just started sending it to festivals.
And then you've got to the point where you've got this finished draft. I don't know how many drafts you went through, but how many drafts did you go through?
It was probably the one and then a couple edits.
Right, okay,
Yeah.
so it's okay. But what's persuaded you you've done it? Were you always of a mindset that you were eventually going to make this, or is this?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, right, okay.
Absolutely. This was to give myself a job as an actor. You know, whether I'm paying them, I'm
Do you know
paying
what?
for it.
Do you know what? My Ford Fiesta isn't good enough. I'm going to build myself a Porsche. You know, is that kind of thing? No, but then you've now okay. So you're doing a micro budget. You still got to get 10 grand together, and it's all a big risk. And how do you
Yeah.
feel about doing one? Because
Yes.
this is what I call sleepless nights territory. You're going
Yes.
to be in that now, aren't you?
Oh, I already am, I think.
What,
already
raising the
before-
money, or
Oh, well, not so much that, just like all the things you have to do. It's the first time for me being on like the producer side. I've always been the actor and someone else is taking care of that. So it's a new experience.
so you're the producer, executive producer. Actually, if you've got the capital as well.
Yes,
And have you got a director?
I do. I have an amazing director, Amanda Moresco. She has a great vision for the film. In fact, we're looking to take most of the dialogue out and go very visual, which is what I wanted in the first place.
Oh, that's interesting. So you're about to hone the script.
I hope. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, we've got a possible shooting script right now. Yeah.
So the script you had with lots more dialogue in, you can still retain the humour, I guess.
Absolutely.
A little bit of visual. I don't quite know how you're going to do this.
Yeah, so most of my humor was pretty visual anyway, so we kind of just decided maybe we'll just get on that and go almost the whole way.
So the two protagonists and the two
Yes.
women,
Yes.
how can I put this without offending you? Are they a little bit dappy?
Yeah.
Is that what
Everyone
Brits
in
would
this
say
town, in this town that we have, you know, everything's a little bit extreme. So one girl is absolutely beside herself that she has killed, and the other girl is pretty excited that she's killed. So we have two different.
Excited?
Yes.
Which one are you? My God, I don't even want to know the answer. Please don't tell me you're the excited one.
Probably.
You're going to be the excited
Yes.
one. Can you try and explain, as best you can, the pain and difficulty of what it means to be up for roles and continuously having to go for roles? And this applies to any actor, actually, because the facts speak themselves. It's continuous knockbacks.
Yeah.
But to A, go through it, and B, because you seem very outgoing and happy and, you know, a joie de vivre and all this sort of stuff. But even so, when you're getting the knockbacks,
Yeah.
can you give us an idea of that process and what it actually really feels like and how you get over it?
Right. I think it comes from first you have to absolutely love it before you even get into it.
Right.
You have to know that this is not going to happen quickly. You have
So
to
you
be
always
in the
wanted to
long
be an actress? Is
haul.
absolutely,
Oh, absolutely.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So I loved it. So it didn't bother me too much, except time and time again, of course, it eventually gets to you. But I think knowing and seeing other friends casting and seeing how easily somebody could be put aside just because of their hair color or something like that.
Yeah, I heard this
yeah.
earlier, and one woman
Right.
said she went to an interview, she heard him saying, oh God, she needs to lose a bit more weight also, and I'm like,
Right.
that's like trolling.
Yes, yeah. And like, but I get it. Like,
And
they
this
have
woman
a-
is like super thin as well. I'm like, seriously? No, but I'm shocked to hear this kind
Yeah.
of stuff because I'm just not used to it.
Right. But so like, then you start to get it, like, you're not, oh, I'm a good actor, bad actor kind of thing. You get over that and you're like, it's probably got nothing to do with that anyway. It's more about the casting, so.
And
it
is
doesn't
there
matter.
there
Yeah.
like a, sorry, carry on.
Oh, no, you're
So yeah, you're sorry, you're trying to explain to me. Yeah, carry on, please.
Oh, it honestly doesn't get to me anymore. I'm just happy to have the audition, and if it's right for me, it's right for me. If not, that's okay. Yeah.
I just don't know how you can take that kind of shit because I just couldn't deal with that kind of rejection, not continuously. But I guess most of the time it's just a yes or no, so you may not necessarily always hear the reasons why.
Exactly.
And has it got down to where you've had, I don't know, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000? Because I've heard the story earlier.
Yeah.
It was 5,600 people applied. It got it down to 500, and so she actually got the role actually.
Yes.
But have you ever got to that where it's got close and you didn't get it in the end?
Oh, absolutely. I've even booked a job where they decided just not to do the project anymore. And so all those poor people, audition and you get it and then, it's gone. So.
And so, in general, just give us an idea of the audition process. So you would,
Yeah.
because I find this fascinating. So there's a role that comes up.
Yes.
Do you find out about it, or do you have to approach them? How does it, or is there like a casting call in general? How does it all work?
So for me in LA, my agent would be getting...
Casting agent, of course. Yeah.
My agent would be getting me, would get the breakdowns and would submit me. If I happen to catch wind of something going on, I'll make sure that she's submitted, and usually she already has. So she kind of has my back. Yeah, and then...
so the first part is a picture of you with a resume, I guess.
Exactly, yeah. So she's submitting that with my reel online for me. So she has all of that. She just is constantly submitting. And then when I get an audition, it goes to my agent again, and then she gives me the information. And then I go to the audition. They like me. They contact her. So I'm mostly just liaising with my agent.
And do you have a fallback plan in career-wise?
Sure. I'm currently doing my Bachelor of Arts in Ancient History.
Wow.
So, there you go.
So that's I asked an actress the other day, and she laughed. And I said, well, she said, I'm a doctor.
Yeah.
So she said, I'm a bona fide doctor. And so that's a bit of a leap away from ancient history.
Yes.
So what's the so if you get that and you decide you don't want to do anything to a film, what will be the hopeful end result?
Oh, with the film?
No, with your alternative career.
Oh, well,
because that's a really interesting subject.
Yes. Well, I'm currently writing a feature set in ancient Greece.
Right.
So I'm trying to maybe combine them both, have both things going on in my life. I don't know.
Right.
I think I always say to people I could quit acting, I could quit the writing, but in a week later I'd be back to it anyway. So.
Yeah, I know it's an addiction. They all say it is, so I guess it is. So, and how long have you been? We should point out you're actually Australian, aren't you?
Yes.
I know we talked about this earlier. So were you acting in Australia before and involved?
I was.
You
yes.
was.
So I was.
Okay, so why did? So there's another interesting. Why did you go from Australia to more work, I guess? But
sure.
Right.
Well, during high school. I was at a performing arts kind of school, and we would take plays on tour. And then I was also accepted into the Young Actors Studio at NIDA there, and so I was getting some momentum, but it wasn't enough, and I wanted to go to LA. So once I graduated, my family said, all right, you can go. So I moved when I was 18.
Right, so are you up sticks on your own?
Yes.
That's a big
little
step.
crazy.
That's a big step at 18,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
And so no regrets from leaving Australia. I'm sure you go back then.
No regrets whatsoever. I love both places, but it was the right decision for sure.
And did it help or hinder you being Australian? Because you would have had a very deep accent then. I can kind of hear it a little bit. No, but there's real American there, but I can hear a little bit. But did that hinder?
Absolutely. And even just people knowing that I'm Australian, I'm sure still hurts me today. Just because if you can hire the American or the Australian who sounds American, they feel safer going to American. And I totally get that. But it's a battle still to this day.
Because the problem is, I guess, don't take this the wrong way, but if you're looking for a actor or an actress, a British one,
yes.
Okay, you just kind of see where this is leading, can't
you?
Great, and there's lots of roles but I'm struggling to think of a role where they would want to cast an Australian, and I don't mean that in a negative way. I'm just being honest.
Right. Because there aren't that many roles anyway, and then if they do decide they need an Australian or whatever, there are a few people that they might call up already.
Yeah, I mean, I know there's exceptions like Margot Robbie. I think she's Australian. That ugly woman that was in. That's that one from. Sorry, I was only joking. I can't remember what she was in now. Christina DiCaprio for King of Wall Street. What was that one she done with?
Wolf of Wall
Street.
Yeah,
Yes. But I guess, well, maybe there's just not many Australian actors and actresses in LA. I don't know. Well, you would know better than me.
There are a lot of us working.
Looking for the work.
Right.
But she's had a breakthrough, and I know Heath Ledger, but generally speaking, I can't think of. No, Russell Crowe's from New Zealand, isn't he?
I believe, we try to claim him as ours, but I believe.
I think it's. But so really, you've got an even tougher sort of thing, really, because if you're outside trying to get in, and we already know the competition's fierce, and you've got to break that and the. Right.
That's why I think I would suggest to write your own things for sure. It's going to give you the power to create your material. So.
And the whole writing process, was that kind of as tough as you thought it would be, or?
I always thought I'd write a drama. That's what I thought I would be writing. And when it came down to it, I wrote the comedy. I I had to let that happen because that's what it was. And that was the hardest part for me, just going, okay, I'm going to write a comedy, because I just didn't think I would do that. But other than that, once I accepted that, it went okay.
But it must be nice when you've achieved something different, isn't it? So you must be pretty proud of yourself. And
Sure.
because I don't think I could write, to be honest. I'm not a writer, but it's another string to your bow.
Yes.
And it's always something you say you've done. And when do you hope to start shooting?
I would like to say in the next month. You know,
so the pieces
positive,
are kind of in place almost.
Trying to, yeah.
And the other actress,
yes,
she's cast as well. You've got her ready.
She is my best friend from Australia, Rianne Evelyn Ross, and she wants to come over to LA eventually, and I feel like this is a great opportunity to give her a chance as well.
But you haven't decided who's got the one that's happy to be a killer. You still haven't got down to that, have you?
I'm not going to lie, that may come down to a hair color thing.
Seriously?
Yeah, because there's a mother. My mother or her mother in it still needs to be cast. I don't know who that's going to be. So that's more why.
And apart from the knockbacks at the casting, what is the worst thing about your job?
With making the film, you mean?
Anything to do with filmmaking. And the best thing about being involved in filmmaking?
I'd say the worst is having to say no to some people, because you already know what's going on, like you know who you're going to be using or something, and you want to give everyone a chance, but at some point you have to say no.
You mean you saying no?
Right. I've never been in that position where I had to say like I've already got somebody or something like that. That's hard.
I see. But this particular project.
Yes.
Yeah.
And yeah, you want to be able to help people, but there's only so many roles.
Yeah,
That's the hardest.
of course.
The best part is basically the same thing, being able to give people a job that you know who are great and are going to do amazing in your film.
Isn't it interesting? The thing that I thought you were going to say, which was being able to call the shots, and this is my own project, was what I kind of thought you might say. So it's interesting you didn't say that, you see. And
that's hard.
Well, no, but it's selfless to say actually giving other people a chance. It's a nice thing. It's a really good positive. So that's it. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. That was pretty painless, I hope.